2-litre inline naturally aspirated rear-wheel drive roadster with a limited slip differential, 50/50 weight distribution and servicing costs of a regular family car. With prices starting around £5,000 and low mileage near perfect examples at around £6,000, is the Mazda MX-5 NC Sport a used car bargain? Let's take a closer look. So what are my first impressions of this car? Well, the first thing that strikes me is this steering. It's so quick to respond. It's certainly got a very quick ratio steering rack fitted to it, and so it feels extremely sporty to drive, and that's a good thing. I mean, these indicators, the indicator stalk feels rather sporty to operate in itself. It's quite a quick action. The gear change is absolutely superb. Very direct with the gearbox being right below it. Short shift into the gears. Superb. Very close ratios on that transmission, which enable you to get the most out of that engine. Torque multiplication is superb. Unfortunately, the engine doesn't really supply that much power. It can be a bit flat at the lower RPMs, and you have to really give it some welly, extend those RPMs to get the most out of it. The seat is not adjustable, and I'm 5'10". I would say I was probably right near its comfortable limits, to be honest. Certainly with this sun visor, having to duck down just to see what's going on in front of me. The clutch is extremely light. It's a joy, no effort at all. The brakes feel good, although a tad bit over assisted for my liking, but in the main, for most people, superb. And the throttle is very responsive. Very responsive. If you're wanting to rev match the RPM on a downshift, for example, it's very quick. As soon as you tap that throttle, the revs pop up. Although I want a bit more power to overtake this car, really. I can find heel and toe is quite difficult, especially with my shoes on. The throttle pedal is quite far away from the brake pedal. But you can heel and toe if you try. The gear change is fantastic. Really is good. Really, really good. Very direct. It does feel quite, it's not claustrophobic in here, it's very small. I would class it as being cozy, certainly cozy, and I wouldn't want to go much smaller on the interior in a car like this. The seats in this car feel reasonably supportive. Not the best, but they feel good enough for when you're just pushing on round the corners. There's a little bit of body roll, but it adds to its charm, its character, and it suits the car. Naughty, naughty. What a blast.
What a blast! Cracking little motor, really, this. You probably can't hear it on the video, but there is quite a lot of road noise. I'm not sure whether it's these Bridgestone tyres that are on it, but you can hear a lot of road noise, which varies depending on the road surface, obviously. It might sound stupid, but I like the heating system in this car because of its simplicity. It's not a digital climate control. It's refreshing to see. I mean, you just turn the heating on, there we go, bang, you want it hot, that's done. No messing about. No tapping on a little button to bring the temperature down or turn the fan speed up, and the heater vents as well. The fact that you can just push the centre of the heater vent in to block the airflow, I think that's a great design. It's a nice touch. Although the centre heater vents are actually redundant, they're actually fakes. You can't block them off. So they just constantly vent air into your face. I don't quite know why Mazda did that. This is good. This is just an honest, basic roadster. This is what you want. It is a shame about the lack of power. And it doesn't really make a decent noise, a noise that I want to hear. It sounds kind of like you're revving your 2-litre petrol family sedan around or something. But that said, it does drive like a normal car when you're floating about in traffic or around town in congested areas. It's so easy to drive, so easy. This will just potter around, no trouble at all. 20, 30 miles an hour pulling away is not a problem. Living with it wouldn't be a problem. Unless the sun comes out and you can barely see what you're doing unless you duck below the sun visor. And if you're looking for storage, it doesn't have any door pockets for storage. None of those little cubby holes. But it does have a cup holder, which might be a bit awkward if you're taller than me. You might end up banging your leg on it with a seat all the way back. But there are handy storage compartments. It's got a glove box, which is superb. It's got a centralised compartment behind you where you'll find the fuel cap release. It's also got 2 further storage compartments behind the seats, which is pretty decent as well. You also get an additional 2 cup holders in the centre console. 4 cup holders in a 2-seater roadster. It's insane.
The boot on the Mazda MX-5 is quite modest, so don't expect to get your golf clubs in the back of it. There's also no spare wheel.
There is an electrically operated hardtop version available for a little bit more money, but when the soft top is this easy to put down, you really have to question why you'd be looking at those options. It's just absolutely the most simple convertible roof I've ever operated in my life. Not to mention the quickest. Putting the roof back up isn't that much of a job either. Put the wind blocker down, pull the latch, job done. That is what I'm talking about.
As mentioned earlier, there is a lot of road noise and the driver's seat is not height adjustable, although height adjustment did become standard in 2008. Another thing worth mentioning is the bonnet catch is perfectly positioned for accidental opening by your foot. The seat belts are a known product issue, meaning they fail to retract correctly, and so you will find yourself feeding it back into the mechanism. There is a revised kit to rectify this. The variable valve timing actuator can be noisy on the earlier cars, so be sure to check for tapping or clicking noises on startup. Noises for more than a second could mean a new VVT actuator is around the corner, and that can be an expensive job. The engines have a timing chain set up, so there's no need to worry about cam belt replacement, as it doesn't have one. I would also highly recommend buying one of these. It's a trombone brush. Why? For clearing out the drain holes for the convertible roof. Otherwise, water collects in the block drain holes, spills over into your boot and into your footwells. It's a very simple process, very effective with one of these. So then, in short, an honest, cracking little motor car that gives you the perception that you're travelling faster than you are, and so you get your thrills within the speed limits. It's a real blast along the twisty roads with good cabin ergonomics and exceptional reliability. Would I recommend one? Without a doubt. Please like this video if you enjoyed it or found it helpful, and subscribe if you'd like to watch more of these videos. If you have some thoughts that may help a prospective buyer, please share them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.